everybody, welcome back to another tutorial. Welcome back to Everything Business. Today we're going to be talking about manufacturing accounts, right? Many persons are scared or will say that they don't understand manufacturing accounts, but it's really simple. I actually prefer manufacturing accounts over all the other type of final accounts because it is so easy. So let's get right into it. Now, before we even start talking about what a manufacturing account is or anything like that, we have to talk about types of cost, because you see, manufacturing account, or in talking about manufacturing account, we have to know the different types of cost, right? So in helping you to understand what the different types of costs are, let us make a table, right? And in making a table, we would need some things, right? Hence the word manufacturing. Manufacturing comes from the word manufacture, which means to create or to make something, right? And so we're going to be making a table, right? Now, if we are going to make a table, then we would need wood, right? Yes, we would need wood. We would need like a saw. We would need like nails or screws and glue, ruler, pencil, electricity, carpenter, right? Yeah, we need somebody to be able to put all of these things together. And then we would need a machine, like production machine. I don't know what the production machine would be. I'm not a carpenter, but you're going to need some machine, maybe cut the wood and shape the wood and sand it down and stuff like that. So yeah, the production machine, right? Sometimes you may need to, repair it even, right? So let's talk about direct and indirect costs. So in a manufacturing firm, which is a firm that makes their own products, right, or makes products, right, we have two important types of costs. We have what is called direct costs and we have what is called indirect costs. Now, direct costs are costs that can be easily traced back to the making of the product, right? Direct costs can be further divided into like direct materials, and from the example of making the table, right, the wood, the screw, the nails, the glue, all those would be direct materials, right? The direct labor are like carpenter wages, the wages that you would pay the carpenter, right? And then the direct expenses now would be like the repairs that you need to make to the production machine or to the machine that you would use in the productive process, right? All those are what we call direct costs. Now, if you add up all the direct costs, you get another cost that is called prime costs, right? I remember when I was going to high school, my teacher told me that, all right, for direct cost, right, if you want to know what direct costs are, just look at the product and the things that you can see, the materials that you can see on the product, chances are they would be direct costs. So I would say the same thing, right? That was a very good advice, right? Now we have indirect costs, or sometimes they are called overheads. Now, these are the costs, this is the opposite really of direct costs. So these are the costs that you cannot so easily trace back to the making of the product, right? So for example, electricity or lighting of the factory, right? The rent of the factory, wages of cleaning staff. Looking at a product, you can't know that. You understand? So looking at the table that we have just made, you can't know what our electricity bill is like or what, the rent for the place or the space that we use. You're not going to know that by looking at the table that we just made, right? So those are what we call overheads or indirect costs, right? Now, the good thing about manufacturing, is that when you add the direct cost, right, to the indirect cost, you get another cost that is called production cost, and that is really all that the manufacturing account seeks to calculate. It seeks to calculate production cost. Remember, manufacturing accounts comes from firms that manufacture or make their own products. So it makes sense that they would want to find out how much it costs to make what they are making, and that is what the manufacturing account shows, right? So production cost. So production cost is what it costs you to make a product, right? And this is all that the manufacturing account shows. And so in order to calculate production cost, you have to add your direct cost, prime cost, plus your indirect cost, which is overheads, and you get your production cost, right? So it's important to know that little formula there. It will help you along the way, right? Now, another thing that comes into play when we are doing the manufacturing account is work in progress. Now, sometimes at the end of the accounting period, you may have products that are not yet completed or not yet finished, right? Or you call them unfinished products, right? Now, those are what we call work in progress. And if you saw my promo little poster, I was saying, it's a work in progress. What that meant is that at the time of posting that, I was still working on the video, right? And so this video that you are now viewing, it was a work in progress at that time because it was unfinished. right? And so the rule in using or in recording work in progress is that we should always add opening work in progress, which is work in progress at the start of the period, and then we less closing work in progress, which is the work in progress at the end of the accounting period. All right, that's the rule. Don't forget that rule. So then, what is a manufacturing account? So it is a statement that is usually prepared by manufacturing firms, right, that shows the total cost of production. It is normally prepared along with other final accounts like your income statement and a statement of financial position or balance sheet, right? You normally, so what happens is manufacturing firms are firms that manufacture their products. They would create their income statement, and their balance sheet just like any other normal business. However, what they would do is they would have to include now this statement along with it, right? This statement, which is the manufacturing account, is a statement, and it shows the cost of production, the total cost of production. You get what I'm saying, right? So it shows the total cost of producing all the products that they produce. It shows you how much it costs to produce them, right? And in a question, right, in a CSEC question, right, sometimes they will ask you to calculate the unit cost of production, but don't worry about that. We're going to talk about that when we go to the practical aspect of it. All right, now let's look at the format of the manufacturing account, or of a manufacturing account. Right, now this is ABC Company Limited. I want you to pay close attention to the heading, right? That the heading is very important, and I always tell you that, right? So we have our heading here, right, to show whose manufacturing account this is and for what year or the period, right, of the manufacturing account. Right, so the manufacturing account, as I said before, it's extremely easy. I can't even begin to tell you how easy the manufacturing account is, because all you're doing, is adding up cost. That's all you're doing with manufacturing accounts. You're just adding up cost, right? So we start with the opening stock of raw material, and if you realize, I have two columns, right? I have two columns, and this first column here is just for adjustments, right? And then this column over here is to put the final figures. So you start with the opening stock of raw materials, then you add your purchases of raw materials, right? Then you may need to pay to carry in the raw materials, so what we call that carriage inwards of raw materials. You add up those three, right? Add up these three and you get the cost of raw materials available, and then you less your closing stock of raw materials, right? And all of these information will be given in the trial balance, right? So you'll be given a trial balance, not a trial balance, you'll be given the information and you'll just pick the information that you need, right? So you less your closing stock and you get the cost of raw materials used or consumed, right? If you think, or if you are thinking that this area here resembles the trading account from an income statement, you will be very correct, right? So, and that is the reason why I was saying that it is very important that you understand income statement, right? So that you can understand other accounts, because other accounts really take their formats from the income statement. So after we get the cost of raw materials used or consumed, then we add our direct labor and we add our direct expenses, and then we would have added up our direct cost. And if you add up your direct cost, we get prime cost, right? So this is the prime cost right here, and I've seen on papers where they ask you to find prime cost, right? And then now this section here, right, is where we add our factory overheads or our indirect costs. Remember, add. So I put it in red, add, not subtract, because we tend to sometimes want to subtract, and because of space, right, I just put them like this. So we have factory rent, rates, lighting, right? They would be separate expenses, so you would put them underneath each other, but because of space, I just put them beside each other so you can know that these are some of the expenses that you can look out for. Then we have like factory wages or repairs to factory equipment. All of these are expenses. Sorry, not expenses, overheads, right? And you put your overheads here in the first column, you add them up. You could even put the overheads in the second column over here, and it would still be alright, because you are adding. You have to remember that you're adding. So you add them, right? Now this figure that you get right here, when you add your overheads to your prime cost, this figure here would be production cost. In a case or in a situation where you are not given work in progress, right, then this figure here would be the production cost, right? I want you to pay attention to that. So if you don't have work in progress in the question, this figure here would be the production cost, right? But if you have work in progress, remember the rule now. So we have to add opening work in progress. So you add it and you get this figure. and then your less closing work in progress, right? And then you get this figure now. Then this figure down the bottom here, after your less closing work in progress, is what we call the production cost carried down, or some textbooks will say production cost of goods completed CD, right? It's the same thing, production cost. That is what you're getting, right? And so that's the manufacturing account. It's really simple, and as I always say, practice makes perfect. So when we get to the practicing, you will understand a little bit more. But let us talk about the income statement of manufacturing firms, because this sometimes come on the exam as well. Now the income statement, it relates to finished goods and goods that are completed. That's what finished goods are. Goods are make already. So if the goods make already, you know you start sell them now. That is where the income statement come in. Because if you start sell the finished goods now, right, then you're trading now. Alright, and that is where the trading and profit and loss will come in. This is where the income statement that makes up the income statement. So this is the format for the income statement for manufacturing firm. It's really similar to what you have been used to, right? So there is no difference basically. The only difference what you can see so far as it relates to the trading account, and for those persons who may not know, right? If you have not yet watched my video on income statement, you need to go and watch it, right? But this part up here, so right, this part up here, so from sales to gross profit is what we call the trading account, right? So the trading account really remain the same, but I want to point out in the trading account that instead of having purchases, right, so you have your opening stock of finished goods, right, instead of adding purchases, you would add what? Production cost here. So the production cost that we just calculate, right, yeah, right, that production cost is what would come right here. You will see that I have purchases of finished goods here. Yes, it is possible. Even though there is you're a manufacturing firm, there may be times you might run out of your own product, but then another company makes the same product that you make, and so you may need to buy products from somewhere, finished goods, to sell, right? So that is the reason why I have add purchases of finished goods here. I've seen it on past paper questions already, so you just need to know how to treat it, just in case. This, right, you don't see this often. The purchases of finished goods, I can tell you don't see it often, right? So you don't have to be looking out for it all the time, because you don't see it often, but just in case you see it, you will know how to treat it, all right? And you can add carriage inwards and finished goods, right? And you know the trading account go already. Now another difference with the income statement for manufacturing firms is the expenses section. Now the expenses section, they are not just placed there, right, randomly. The expenses section has headings. So these here, what you see, these are actually headings, but because of my space, I don't have enough space. I just put the headings there, and then I put the examples there, right? So for example, administrative expense is one of the heading, right? And an example of administrative expenses like managers' salaries, right? You have other examples of administrative expense, such as maybe office equipment, right? Legal, accounting charges, right? Secretary salaries. All of these things are also administrative expenses that would come under. It would come under administrative expenses. You get what I'm saying? When we get to the practical, you will understand more about what I'm saying, because I'm going to do a past paper question so that you guys can see. All right. Then we have the selling and distribution expense, right? Then we have finance charges, and these are all headings, and then you have the examples of the expenses that would come under these headings. So you add up all the expenses, you get the total expenses here, and then you subtract your expense from your gross profit, and you get your net profit, right? So that's basically simple. Once you know how to do the income statement, this part is supposed to be very, very easy, right? So you need to know that. All right. So I don't want to make the video too long, so see my next video for practical. All right. Thank you. Wow, good.